All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, our Father,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Bahashem,
Yahushua,
Yahusha,
Yahushua.
Bahashem, Okashadat.
I want to say double honor to the elders, apostles, and bishops at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations. Just to the hopefully document out there, chanting down Babylon the Great, presenting your bodies as a living sacrifice, all right, and meditating on prophecy as we're living in the days of prophecy. All right, we're the brothers here at the Great Millstone, Nebraska camp, and we're coming back with the lesson. Lord willing, this will be edifying. All right, we're coming to edify the lost sheep of the nation of Israel through the Holy Spirit. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans by the seed of your father, no matter what you may look like. And we wanted to really touch into this article. Once again, as a statement has been made, we like to meditate upon prophecy, and we're living in a technical age right now to where um, this RFID technology that Esau Edom is setting up as part of his enterprise. All right, is going to become the standard of the world, especially here in the United States. Okay, as you see, the United States for years now have been chasing after China, right? Trying to compete with them and their technology as they're constantly advancing. So we're seeing um, that same format being followed here, and they're in competition, right? So we did before we get into this article, their brothers want to make any statements, bring any precepts out.
Kind of I need to grab my sword real fast. But that Revelation 3 and 10, because like you said, America is following after China, but this is going to be a thing that we see in China and America and in all the countries of the world that want to stay in line with the world economy. This is
You
going to
want
be
me to
the
read it for you?
kind of Baba Gushai.
Con. Revelation 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
So it says the hour of temptation is going to come upon all that dwell in the world. And that hour of temptation is talking about when you're faced with that decision on whether or not you take that MOTB. So this is going to come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the whole earth. Because this is going to be the new system on how any country that wants to trade, that wants to import, export, do anything, you're going to have to be under this new beast system. And if you don't, you're going to be left behind. So all these different countries is going to be with this grid.
Yeah, and that's beautiful point. Beautiful point. Is the article touch on what the brother was just mentioning within this precept. Now, as I said, the hour of temptation. That's what this is the time. Is speaking of the RFID micro C hip. This is the time where it's going to be made. It's going to be pushed as a mandatory thing. Okay, because now we've been seeing for years. I say with give or take the last 5 or 10 years, people have been already getting a microchip, right?
Con.
But they've been getting it voluntarily for miscellaneous reasons, to open up their, I seen a couple, they had multiple chips in their hands and all throughout the house, so they can open up cabinets, the refrigerator, things of that nature. So people have been doing it voluntarily. But there's going to be a time, like the scriptures say, the hour of temptation, where this is going to be the standard. Either you take it or there's consequences, or you ain't gonna eat, you ain't gonna be able to do this, that, and the third. Right, which goes right into Revelation 13, verse 16.
I got it right here.
Okay, yeah, we can get it.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Right, so it's not just gonna be pushed upon one class of people. Okay, whether you're free, whether you're free walking around, whether you're locked up in the jails, whether you're a high class citizen, so to speak, whether you're a low class citizen. As long as you're here, you're an American citizen. It's gonna be pushed upon you because, like the brother mentioned, this is gonna be something that's gonna be I forget how you worded it, but it's gonna be this is how everybody's gonna have to. This is the standard everybody's gonna have to follow, and nobody's going to be exempt from it. All right.
It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right, and that mark, as we go into, starting with the elders and apostles on down, is going into a physical engraving of something. Okay, it's not a philosophy. It's not a doctrine. It's not sleeping with white women. It's not embargo. It's just something that actually goes up under the skin. And you had the elites come out and said, what was it? That Mo Yuval Noah Harari came out and said something like that. I believe it was him, that it would be subdermal, right? Meaning what? Under the flesh. Okay, and everybody's going to be a subject unto it, but the elect is going to be allowed to escape, whoever the elect may be. All right. So no, nobody's exempt. This is why it is the hour of temptation. All right.
Done.
And you were
Oh
saying
yeah, I
something,
was
brother?
just gonna add to what you were saying. Like a good example of this is that trial run they did in 2020 with the jump shot mandates, where people was not allowed to work or not allowed to travel, and like you were saying earlier, it's gonna be for everybody. People in jail, people out here, rich people, poor people, and that's how it happened with that jump shot. So it's gonna happen just like that. It's
Yeah.
gonna be mandatory for everybody.
Yep. And
And
yeah, before we move on, because there was an article that came out like late last year, I believe, where they had these inmates where they offered them a ultimatum to get their sentence reduced by getting a chip in them. This was an actual article and headline that came out, and I make the statement of that because what does that sound like? It's conveniency. It benefits you, right? So if let's say I got a life sentence, you say I can get this RFID, you're just gonna put me on 10 years probation, you can get out. Hell yeah, I'm gonna leave. I don't want to be here no way.
mhm.
So it's conveniency is the point, okay? And that's how Esau Edom will market this thing. All right. But yeah, you can go ahead with what you're going to say, or you already get into this article. We can jump right into it.
Gone, gone. I got nothing.
Good.
So this article is from securitytoday.com, and it was published October, April 16th, 2026, which that was what, 2 days ago? 3 days ago. All right, today's April the 19th, right? And it says US RFID market projected to reach billions, right? And we're going to get into it. The title speaks for itself, but it's going to get into it a little bit more.
You want me to read it? Right?
Yeah, you can read it, Bob Shaw.
It says the U.S. radio frequency identification market is projected to grow from 3.04 billion in 2025 to 5.45 billion by 2034, according to a new report from Markets and Markets.
Mm-hmm. Now think about that in itself, right? By that amount of money being spent on RFID technology, and you have all these homeless people walking around, they don't have nowhere to stay, right? Here is you can pay for them to have somewhere to stay, somewhere to eat, somewhere to live for free, right? But you spending billions and billions of dollars on this RFID technology, which shows you that that all they care about is their enterprise. They don't care about the civilians and themselves, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I just want to make you can go ahead, brother.
It says the industry is expected to see a compound annual growth rate of 6.7% over the next decade.
Mm.
This steady expansion is fueled by advanced digital infrastructure and increased adoption across the retail, transportation, healthcare, and manufacturing sectors.
Yeah. And this is why you see a bunch of these towers going up. This is why you even see in like I said with the transportation health and the healthcare. You start they're becoming more digital. And when you go into these facilities, you know, everything is really digitalized. Like you don't really have to have a paper nothing for real. And nowadays you don't have to have an ID for the most part for certain things, right? Your name is in the system. All they got to do is, oh, okay, well, let's update your information via through this computer, and we get you going. It's already in the system, okay?
And a lot of the stuff is in the phones now, to where iPhone, like in your Apple Wallet, you can have your debit card, your credit card in there. You can have your ID in there. I believe they're making it to where you can put your passport in the Apple Wallet as well, so you can walk around with just your phone on you. You don't even need a wallet no more,
Yeah.
or any type of
Con,
card or cash. Everything is on your phone,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the next step toward what's ultimately going to be everything being on the chip.
con. Hey, like you said, it's all on the phone. One of the CEOs of one of these companies in the WEF meeting was saying these phones, and oh, it was the CEO of Nokia. He said these things in the future they will be built directly into our bodies. You know, showing you, like you said, that next step, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elon Musk said something similar. He said that phones are going to be outdated. He said something along those lines, that phones are going to
Mm,
be outdated and
yeah.
obsolete. So there's going to be a new thing, so called better than a phone. That's going to
Yeah.
be the norm.
As he pushes,
Oh, it's like he cut out a bit.
Brother screen. Bear with us, man. I'm back with brother.
Yeah, but dang, that's stuff that cut out like that. But if I'm not mistaken, hey, I think what the brother's about to say is that as Elon Musk is saying, is talking about phones are going to be a thing of the past. He's also pushing the MOTB technology with the Neuralink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's going into Revelation 13 and 16, where it says that it should be put in your right hand or your forehead. Well, that Neuralink is a prime example of that technology being put in the forehead,
Yeah. That's
being
it.
put in the brain.
That's it. Yeah,
Let me see if we can, yeah, he'll join back.
Come. Come. Well, yeah, we continue on. That brother come back on to make his point. We jump back into.
Slaki, if I can make a point
Yeah,
with
yeah.
this line where it says this steady expansion is fueled by advanced digital infrastructure and increased adoption across the retail, transportation, healthcare, and manufacturing sectors. And that's showing that that technology is about to be something that's not only implemented where we won't be able to buy or sell, but that's going to be the norm of society to where getting on a bus or a train and instead of using like your bus card or something like that, now you're going to use the chip the train. You ain't gonna use tickets no more. It's gonna be the chip. Healthcare. That's how they're gonna pull up your information in the hospital. That's how you're gonna. It's gonna get to a point to get admitted into the hospital. You need the MOTB. And that's why. That's even more why it's the hour of temptation because it's not just you not being able to buy or sell without it is tempting in and of itself, but not being able to travel, not being able to go to the hospital, not being able to go to school. This is going to be something that you're barred out from society because everything is going to be within this grid.
Well, let's get that back in Revelation 13. But they should be killed, right? That was it 13 and
Verse 15.
13, 15, right? I'll pull it up.
I
Because
was gonna
it,
get that
remind,
for
it
you,
reminds
brother.
me of a video, and if you got it, I'll let you get it, brother. Yeah, you go ahead.
It says right here in Revelations 13 and 15, and he who had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that many as would not worship the image shall be killed.
Yeah, Con. And getting into that word "kill." So Strong's G, we had Strong's G 615, Apocatino. It says to kill in any way, whatever, to destroy, allow to perish. Metaphor to extinguish. I believe it's the root that really goes into it. Where we at the root. So you get into the root of that word killed. It says of separation, of local separation after verbs of motion from a place, i.e., departing or fleeing. So, like the brothers mentioned, this is gonna cut people off that don't have that technology. And the brother made a beautiful point earlier with the 2020 situation, because they said if you didn't have that jab, you couldn't enter into certain restaurants, you can enter into certain facilities if you did not have it, right? Meaning that if you don't comply, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that sports world was a good example of that like what was going on at the time to where players had to get that shot if they wanted to get back on the court, back on the field. And if you didn't get it, you had to sit.
Yeah,
You couldn't play.
that's right.
And so in regular society, people couldn't go to school without it. You know, a lot of people couldn't go to their jobs unless they had that shot, and that's what it's about to end up being. You know, we're already seeing a form of it. I mean, look in the UK, the Prime Minister said, unless you get a digital ID, you won't be able to work, which means that you ain't gonna be able to make money and provide for your family.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a digital ID. Eventually, it's gonna be not only the digital ID, but the digital ID on the MOTB. You know, so that's that separation that Esau is making. You know, and we're getting closer and closer to it.
That's right. That's right. And we can continue on. You know that but that something that the elder was speaking about recently. Now that you make that statement is this is why those of us that are in this ministry, we're going to have an immense amount of faith. Our faith is going to be very paramount in these times because we're going to have to go without too, and we have to be used to it. We have to know that the Heavenly Father is going to take care of us, man. But you know, it has to be something that we are practicing now because Jacob, this is part of Jacob's trouble, right? And we're all going to deal with it. So if we're not prepared spiritually, mentally, leaning on Yahweh Shami Hawashai, we're going to fall into that temptation. That's not a hypothetical. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not one of us are exempt from that. But I just wanted to make that statement. You had something? Are you ready to
Yeah.
get some?
Yeah. This is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 13. It says, therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. You know, so the Lord's servants are going to be taken care of. You know, and like the brother said, you know, we have to have faith to believe in that because there's going to be times where everything seems bleak or we don't know how we're going to get through situations, but the Lord is going to protect his people and feed his people. Even though we're going to be in this society where Esau got everything clamped down underneath that MOTB system, well, look at times before in the scriptures where the Lord made miraculous things happen and allow his people to eat and be fed and drink. So the Lord's going to do the same thing in this time. It's just we haven't been seeing miraculous things, so that you know it seems far fetched for us to say something like that.
Yeah.
For us to say that a situation like the manna coming from heaven could happen today, but this is the Lord we're dealing with. That could happen and more today. That will happen. You know, things like that, miraculous feats.
That's right.
So
That's right.
Yeah, I got a quick point. So yeah, so knowing that these things are gonna happen, now's that time to collect that oil, like the brother said, faith, you know, and really start, um, you know, keep building up our works and stuff like that. I want to grab a quick precept here. This is Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself,
Yeah. You go ahead.
but the simple pass on and are punished.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a prudent man perceiveth the evil and hideth himself. Does that mean he's literally going to run away and hide? No, that means he's just preparing himself to be under the wing of Yahweh Sham Yahushai. And to do something prudently is to do it before. It's preventive maintenance in a sense. You're doing it before, right? So you know we're going to be under the wing, Lord willing, under the wing of the Heavenly Father, man. Right? This is why the warnings have to go out so that those that are on the outside may learn to be prudent, may learn to take heed, and be able to be hid from this evil that's coming. Right? But it says that the fool shall what does it say the latter part?
It says, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Yeah, the simple pass on and are punished. No, they that's that book is written by the white man. All right. Oh, that's not gonna happen in our time. Whatever they may say. But these times are coming, but the simple are gonna be punished because of the refusal to hearken. You want to say something about?
um yeah, I was gonna say like what that looks like in this time of that preventative maintenance is feeding into the Lord right now.
Yeah.
You know, worshiping the Lord right now. You know, how's it going?
Let me get this.
Uh, I was thinking about, but this that goes too. You about to got that 14, verse 14?
Nope, verse 1.
Okay, kind of.
Ecclesiastes 12, verse 1, it says, Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Right, so we're seeking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai right now while we have the liberty to do so before the evil days come. While we could be using our time to do anything else to feed into ourselves or our own lives or what we want to do, we're doing what the Lord wants us to do. We're following the Lord's will. You know, and if we do that in this time, that's gonna pay off. You know, scriptures say you reap what you sow. So we're sowing, we're trying to plant that holy seed so that in the times of evil, that tree can cover us, you know, when the evils come.
How we see the time on here, brother?
I don't know. There's no limit though.
Oh, okay. All right, we good.
I got a quick precept for you. This is Second Esdras, chapter 9, verse 7. It says, And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed.
God, you can get into it.
God, yeah, you know, because those works, you know, making videos, keeping the law to the best of your ability, you know, doing what you're supposed to, and of course, faith. You know, we're preparing by doing those things now, because when that day comes, those works will be counted as faith, and as we know, that's how we're gonna get salvation is ultimately by faith in Yahweh Shai.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So all these sacrifices that we're making right now is gonna pay off. You know.
That's it.
So it says,
yeah, we continue on in this. It's just a little bit more. It's not that. Yeah, we get back to it.
So it says, yeah, we right there.
Yeah, got it.
It says major retailers, including Walmart and Amazon, are currently utilizing RFID technology to increase inventory accuracy and support omni-channel fulfillment.
Yeah.
What's that omni-channel?
We're gonna find out, and I want to bring something out after this, because Spirit had me think about, well, why they want to spend so much money on this RFID technology. We're gonna get that next. We're gonna see what this omni-channel fulfillment is first.
It's a unified logistics strategy that manages customer orders across multiple channels, including online, in-store, and mobile apps through a single synchronized platform. So it's putting everything on the same grid.
Yeah.
You know, it really is like just streamlining it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Go back to the
unifying inventory. Yeah.
Hey, now that y'all mentioned that that warehousing situation, I looked it up yesterday. I asked ChatGPT, is the RFID implantable chip the same one they use for them objects in that warehouse? It said practically yes.
What's
So,
that? You talking about that warehouse that burnt down?
Yeah.
oh no, Salakia, the basically what y'all reading into now where they using RFID technology for the you know, for the different items like t-shirts and cups and all the stuff they selling. Basically, it's the same chip they're gonna want to put in people. They already testing it out on all them warehouse, all them objects in them warehouses, all the merchandise. You know, they tracking it in real time.
Because that's the thing. They already have all the items in the store. They already got that barcode on them. They're already in Esau's system. They're tracking it. It's on Esau's digital ledger. It's just now we're about to be on that ledger. You know, now he wants that same barcode on us to where the same way he can scan that barcode of them items in the store and track which warehouses it's been to, which store it's at. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, now that same thing's gonna be on us.
Yeah. And that's called transhumanism, right? Mixing man with machine. You know, that's a term that I first heard from the elder Yashawamba, but when you look into it, that's exactly what this this tracking with this microchip is about. The phones are already tracking us wherever we go, pinging off these towers. You know, you can't go nowhere without. If you got a phone, if you got a cell phone or any type of device, best believe these all know where the hell you are.
Yo, Google Maps be pissing me off because I'll be going places and it'll be like your location has been saved. I'm like, mind your business, man. Let me just drive around.
God. Well, we don't really have to get in that because that Omni channel pretty much explained that, so we ain't gonna have to touch that. That just put no. That's that explains it.
Okay, come.
Yeah.
So it says the integration of these tools with the Internet of Things and cloud-based analytics has allowed for improved operational efficiency and real-time data visibility.
Yeah, and that convenience. Things are more efficient. You're able to. We don't have no glitch there, but the thing is, they're working on glitches in the system now. They're still working on this database, right? This database is not going to come off the grid perfect. That's why they're doing trial runs, right? Doing trial runs with these towers. They're doing trial runs with these robots. They're doing trial runs, right? But eventually they're going to perfect it, and that's when they're going to push it out. When they perfect it, we don't know, all right? But we know that they're not going to fulfill it. But there's going to be a time where they are going to push it out there once they feel it's ready to be pushed out there. Okay.
Because it says because the scriptures say can we go to Job chapter 20?
Yep.
Can we go down to like verse 20? We're at 21. Shit. Keep going. Okay, yeah, that's good right there. Verse 23 is good. Because it says Job chapter 20, verse 23, it says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So when who was about to fill his belly? Esau. So what that's saying is that when Esau has his right now, Esau is making his food. He's got the food in the pots, cooking everything up in the pans. Got stuff in the oven. He's making a huge meal. And
he's making that pottage.
Yeah, right. And so once all that food is done and he has it on the plate, he's about to eat. What that's representative of is Esau having this whole infrastructure laid out, done, chipping everybody, because his ultimate goal is to have everybody upon this earth with that microchip up in them.
That's right.
But the thing is, that's why it says when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, because Esau isn't going to be able to completely fulfill his enterprise. The Lord isn't going to let him chip everybody. That's why there's going to be the elect that's not going to have that chip in them. That's the upon this Revelation 13 and 16 coming to pass. Once we start seeing people getting chipped, as the Apostle Tahar says, expect the Lord to return very soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hey, because going into that, what is that? The second Ezra's 9. Can we get into that where it says endings and effects and signs? Because that's part of that. When he's about to fulfill this enterprise, that's when and some also that Apostle Tahar says on top of that to add on to what you were saying is things are going to move very fast. Things are going to be very simultaneous up to that judgment, right? So we can well, we don't have to get that. I just quoted it. We don't have to get that. It says that there's endings and effects and signs, right? In the book of Second Ezra's 9, right? We already pretty much quoted this too, where it says that he disappointed the devices of the crafty, that they cannot fulfill their enterprise. All right, so yeah, we continue on. Brother broke it down beautifully, man. The water for that. Yeah, we continue on unless brothers have any other points. We can continue on and finish up this article.
Yeah,
Time, we get to it. Slap here for that, brothers. Oh shit. Okay. There we go.
It says inventory and asset management represented the largest market segment in 2025. Industry analysts attribute this dominance to the demand for high inventory accuracy in the logistics and retail sectors, which reduces the need for manual tracking. The widespread use of item level tagging by e-commerce players and major retailers has also contributed to the segment's expansion.
Mm-hmm.
It says RFID tags are expected to show the highest growth rate among all form factors. Hey, so you know what's crazy? Can we scroll back up? Where it said industry analysts attribute this dominance to the demand for high inventory accuracy, but it also reduces the need for manual tracking. In the same way that they want to increase this RFID technology for these items, because there's a large bulk amount of them, and you need to have tabs on them all, but it's hard to count them all. It's the same way that Esau's trying to do with us.
Right.
You have all these people. This RFID technology ain't just for commerce and stuff at the stores. It's for the people because Esau wants to basically have the same role. He wants to be the Most High, basically.
Right.
The Most High knows what everybody's doing, where everybody's at all the time. He's omnipotent. He's omniscient. Esau wants to fulfill that same power by getting this technology in everybody so that he knows where everybody is, so that he has everybody on his grid. Because, like the brother said, these phones track, these phones can tell Esau where we at, but a person can throw their phone away.
Right.
A person can leave their phone at home. So what happens when it's just that person, no technology on them, no, it's just that human walking around. Esau doesn't really know where they at unless he sees them on a camera. But that's why Esau wants to get that technology in them, so where it's 24/7 tracking all the time.
Yeah.
Con, I got a precept for you.
Huh.
This is Proverbs chapter 15, verse 3. The eyes of Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good.
Right. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. The Lord sees what's happening all the time. He is an almighty power.
Right.
And Esau, this is the best way that Esau can think to mimic that power. So this is this good, and that goes into why this is such a wicked device that Esau is trying to bring about, because this is his attempt to uh basically go against the Most High and say that the power you have, I have it now.
Yeah.
I own people. That's why we're not supposed to take this chip, because when you take that, you are basically branding yourself with Esau's mark, saying that I'm his property and not Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
That's it. That's it. Yes, sir.
It says RFID. This is back in the article. Did y'all brothers have any precepts before we read on?
Con, real quick, I got Psalms chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
God. Hey, and that's crazy. In the NLT for that verse 3, it says, let us break their chains, they cried, and free ourselves from slavery to the Most High. So they like, man, we need to. You good with one?
Yeah, I got a precept also.
Okay, kind of. Just I was just saying, they trying to figure out what they can do to get the Lord's thumb from over them, but it's impossible. This is the almighty power we dealing with.
And you made a beautiful point. That's man, that's the water, man, because it has me thinking about how like you said, he wants to enslave the world. He has a T-move version of trying to control the world, right? How he been trying to do it is starting with the Georgia Guidestones, right? Where they want to maintain humanity with under 500 million, right? To make the population easier to control. But I think like a few years ago they knocked it down, because what they've been doing is the food has been becoming more GMO, the food has been becoming more poison, the air is more polluted. So they've been manufacturing this the 2020. So they don't need them. They already got their game plan.
So you saying like the Esau got all that stuff compromised so that people could die off, keep that population.
So keep their population down. Like you mentioned, it's easier to when you that's why they do the census too, right? To see how many people do we have here? How many, who it's easier for them to control a certain population of people. You know where everybody's at. You know how many chips you need to make. You got your prudent game plan of evil down.
And once Esau get this MOTB off the ground, you don't got to do no census no more. This is like
the manual tracking, like you said.
Yeah, this this is doing the census for us.
Yeah.
Now Esau gonna be trying to chip babies before they born.
Yeah.
What you advertising on?
Yeah, so kind of just backing up the fact that you said they want that control. It says it right here in Isaiah 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into the heavens. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mountain of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Right, this is Esau's mindset. This is why he has to be humble, because nobody. The Lord don't even want us having no gods beside him.
Right.
That's thinking of anybody on the same, thinking of any idol on the level of the Most High. That alone pisses off the Most High. But for you to think yourself is on the level as the Most High, that's how much worse is that? You know?
Right.
So what does it say in verse 15?
In 15 it says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit."
You can read on.
Archon. "They that shall see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms?"
Right. So that because Esau had this prideful thought and he gonna be trying to fulfill this enterprise, the Lord is gonna destroy this whole system that Esau got made. The Lord about to destroy Esau's entire kingdom that he's established. That's what it means. He's gonna be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Hell ain't no uh perpetual place of burning that people go to after they die. Hell is talking about the grave. And Esau's kingdom is about to be made a desert, a grave.
Yeah.
And it says that people is gonna look at Esau and America after all this is said and done. They gonna like, man, like that's this dude had the whole world in his hand. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's say nearly look upon you like this him? You know what I'm saying? And it makes me think of the Isaiah 47, the Most High gonna lift your skirt.
Mhm.
He gonna show who you really is. Oh, this motherfucker ain't nothing, man. He was just hiding behind the power that was given to him.
Mhm.
But the Most High, that power that was given to him, as the scriptures say, it says all powers are given, roughly paraphrasing, are given from the Most High, subject unto the higher powers. So yeah, they're gonna be like, man, oh man, this nigga, you
Yeah,
know?
Esau like
Hey,
Batman. That nigga
it's
just
gonna be
got
like
money.
that. I was gonna say it's like that. Y'all remember that Wizard of Oz where there was this guy hiding behind this curtain?
Yeah, yeah. They like, you know the one that everybody been talking about? Like, you the one running this whole thing? Like,
Yeah,
he was a loser behind that curtain.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Con. Hey, and that's the spirit, because if we read on in Psalms 2, verse 4, it says, He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, Yahweh shall have them in derision.
God.
And we know the Lord laughs through the mouth of his prophets. So boom,
That's
there
right.
we go, man. Esau getting mocked because yeah, it's over for him, man.
Hey, well, hey, guess what? I'm thinking about the curses that was put upon us is that we was going to be made a laughing stock and a byword and a proverb. Where it says in Deuteronomy 30:7 that those same curses going to be on him. You know what I'm saying? This is part of it. This is the beginning of your end, Esau. This is the beginning of your curses kicking in, right? You're being scoffed. You're being put to shame, man. And it's happening. The thing is so beautiful. It's happening before the whole world to the point where you can't deny it. You can't deny that this is the devil when the Most High is making mockery of him right now, right? But yep, that's all I wanted to say. Oh, was there more you want to go on that precept for Taiwan, or was that it, brother?
La, that's it.
Con. All right, we got just a little bit more to this article, and that'll be it, brothers.
Says RFID tags are expected to show the highest growth rate among all form factors. What's a form factor, bro? Form factors are hardware. Nah, I think we talking about something else.
Let's see, we'll give us something.
Okay, it says form factor technology defines the physical size, shape, layout, and specifications of hardware components, ensuring compatibility across devices. Okay, so it dictates dimensions, mounting points, and connector types for parts like motherboards, power supplies, and hard drives. Okay, so this is based. So what did it say in that article?
Let's see, this is
It says RFID tags are expected to show the highest growth rate among all form factors. So this technology is at is advancing financially more than all these other forms of motherboards.
well, like you said, get it all on the same platform, standardization. Ensures components from different manufacturers fit and function together. So they trying to put everything together. All different platforms don't matter if you. I'm gonna give a different example like Verizon, Boost. cricket.
Yeah.
All you meet right here in the middle, everything should work fine.
Okay.
That's the same thing that Esau is trying to do with this technology. That's beautiful. I didn't look into that form factor. The water for that, brother. Yeah. That's beautiful. That's you mentioned it earlier. You know, just they're want to make everything putting everything on one platform, man. Okay.
So it says it's the highest growth rate among all form factors, which includes cards and labels. So these RFID tags, they projecting that's going to be advancing more than cards. They're going to be making the chip more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because cards are going to be a thing of the past.
Sure.
It says the rise of e-commerce fulfillment networks and advancements in low-cost, high-performance, ultra-high frequency tags are driving this specific demand. Says in the healthcare sector, adoption is increasing as facilities utilize the technology for patient safety and asset tracking. Key industry players cited in the report include Zebra Technologies Core, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Company. So, hey, and you know, like you said at the beginning of this article, this is something that they project by 2034 is supposed to go up by 2 billion, but that's Esau's timeline that he's putting on it. The Lord could have this come to pass even faster than 2034, so where this sees a higher boom than that in the next couple years. You know, we're on the Lord's timeline.
Right.
You know, anything could happen. Any type of black swan event Esau could bring about that could make them push this RFID chip at a faster rate. Because like the brother said, one reason that Esau is gonna use to push this chip is convenience, but you also have safety. You also have security. And Esau is gonna use the illegal immigrant crisis, so called, to push this chip. Esau is gonna use, that we need to keep tabs on, on people to make sure they're not doing violent crimes and things like that. He's going to use that as a reason to push this chip, fraud, all type of different things.
Yeah.
He's going to say that, hey, this is the answer. This is going to prevent all that. And that is going to be a reason for Esau to bring this technology about even faster. If you have an emergency or something like that to where people are looking for it. If this dollar crash, that's, you was about to say something?
John, I was gonna say I have a precept. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 44. It says, "Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh."
Done. So that's why the scriptures say that the Lord is like a thief in the night. That's how these prophecies are going to be coming. They could come out of nowhere. One day everything could be cool, and then the next day everything could change.
Yeah.
And that's what it means when it says that these prophecies that the Lord is like a thief in the night. So that's why we have to watch, and we're constantly watching. We're constantly looking for the news. And we have to stay spiritually watching as well. Stay sober minded, so that when things change like that, at the drop of a dime, we're not making haste in time of trouble, like it says in Sirach chapter 2.
And being pilgrims in our mind. But spiritually being pilgrims, like, because what the thing when you look into what a pilgrim does, a pilgrim is always ready to relocate. And spiritually, I'm not saying when I say spiritually pilgrims, I don't mean we're gonna jump from the Lord and jump to a whole nother way of belief. No, is that we have to have our spirit intact with Yahweh Shem Shai to be okay. This ain't working. Let me adjust over here. Let me following the spirit.
Yeah,
It's essentially what I'm conveying, right? We have to be spiritually pilgrims because, like the brother said, anything can change at any moment, right?
yeah, it could happen to where our job starts saying, "Hey, you need the chip to work here." Then being spiritually a pilgrim is saying, "Okay, well, I can't work here no more."
Yeah. Yeah.
I
mean, that first happened when you used to go to the jobs. They used to have you type in a number to log in, and then they start doing the finger scans. It's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? When I first seen it, this was about 10 years ago. Start doing finger scans.
Yeah, that biometric.
And I'm thinking like, oh shit, the chip is close. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's just an example. You know what I mean? You're willing to adjust, and then they're asking for more. Like the brother said, fuck this job, man. We have to really have faith that Yah Basham Al is he's gonna take care of us, man. He's gonna take care of those who are his. And like the brother mentioned earlier, that Matthew 25, that oil is gonna be very essential to be gathered up. We got to keep a cap on our oil. We only keep that cap open enough to put more oil in it. Right. But Yeah, that's it. Any brothers had any statements, any closing statements?
La.
Hey, well, man, beautiful session. If the Lord willing, that was edifying to the viewers out there, man. Let's keep our eyes open. Let's keep our eyes on our mind on that Ephesians 5:15, where it says to walk ye circumspectly, not as fools, man, because Esau, Edom's moving, and Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is Yahweh, the Heavenly Father is about to send his son Yahweh Shai soon. Okay. And we're seeing the progress of these prophecies. And let's just keep our head on a swivel and just be on the ready, man. Right. So with that being said, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace, love, and safety is to the elect Akim out there. Shalom.
Shalom.
And one of our mind didn't do that.